Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good morning. It's about 12:30 on this Thursday. This is the Lazada man, a lot like the Amazon delivery guy in the United States, but a lot of his packages are done on a motorbike. And they're still working on my building with the painting. I don't have my reading glasses on, or I haven't bothered to look. I guess these are the sample colors. I'm not sure. The writing's kind of small, but they're doing a pretty good job of telling people the progress. They've been working on it at least 3 weeks now, maybe a month. I think it's all pretty much primed up and sealed. So I'm looking forward to that final paint job. It's nice to have such a major project done that is not coming out of my pocket. I'm walking over for a haircut and grab some lunch on this beautiful Bangkok afternoon. They have a lot of the sections of the building taped off. I think they're working on the backside. They've been hanging off those Bolton's ladders on my side for weeks now. It's the rainy season, July, August, September into October, but it is roasting hot today. It's been nice and cool, if you can call 80-something degrees cool. There's the newish artwork at the King Kong Burger. I like it. I never saw this for my good friend Alicia in San Diego, Pilates Club. She was self-proclaimed addicted to Pilates. That's the first little business building next to my condo with the Golf Swing Academy. One of those computers you hit at and they analyze your swing. And upstairs I see a lash studio and wax-on studio. And just across the street where that motorbike just came around the corner, that is Tiara, a new room massage place. If you know, you know. Straight ahead, not even a 6-minute walk, is Sukhumvit, maybe 7-minute walk to the Phompong BTS. But if you walk a little ways up 26, right here where this Suzuki is pulling out, this is a little side soy of 26, and there's a great little apartment complex or condos back there. It's called the Dwell on 26, where you see that person on the bicycle. In 3 minutes on the left side, they'll be at the Dwell. It's an 8-story high-rise, but fairly affordable units for the Phompong area. It can get really expensive over here. This building right in front of the Dwell, I believe my friend said her boss, now I'm sure it's a big beautiful apartment, but I think she said it was 80 or 90,000 baht a month. And I think I said the name of the building. It's the Krom. Yeah, kind of a higher end building. Right across the street from that is the Regent. That's also a fancier building. This is an affordable choice. They took the banner down. It's the Story here on Sukhumvit Soi 26, maybe 4 stories tall. They had a banner up for almost a year which said 21,000 baht month to month. Serviced apartment, big studio, small kitchen, but if you're searching those monthly Airbnbs, and Airbnb is legal if you do it 30 days at a time. Many of these buildings, most of them, are going to have key cards. Many are going to have facial recognition, eyes, or thumbprint. So you really want to stay away from the Airbnb guy that says, yeah, they have that security, but it's not a problem, and he'll hand you a key card which has a picture of his thumbprint on it or something kind of suspicious. I'd stay away from that. These security guards and folks working in the lobby, they know what's going on. But if you're going to stay for 30 days, even if you're coming over for, say, 3 weeks, it might be worth paying for a 30-day Airbnb compared to a 30-day hotel stay. Here's the Lucky Hotel. I know one of my subscribers, she used to leave comments all the time. I kind of lost track. I do the best I can to answer all the comments and all, but not that I'm a huge channel, but I do get 100 comments a month. I mean, maybe a couple hundred, I'm not even sure. and different people, you know, telling me they're checking into this hotel and all. I meet a lot of people, and that's great, but I lost track of her. She was telling me she was coming over here, I think a couple of months ago. She was going to stay at that Lucky, so I hope it worked out. If you're hearing this, yeah, leave a comment. I don't know anybody who's ever stayed at that place. It's somewhat reasonable, and I love this Sukhumvit. The only problem, not a major problem, you can see the traffic here. It's a bit of a thoroughfare from Rama 4 to cut over to Sukhumvit, but if you're not driving, not a problem. I mean, it'd be nice to have a nice quiet tree-lined dead-end street, but you got to pick your spots. When I went for a little bit older, larger condo, mine is 52 square meter, and again, that's a little bit unusual for a one-bedroom condo. I also did a video across the street, right there. Up there is a workspace. It's a Japanese hotel called Live Zen Asia. Now, they're very small, but affordable, super clean. I'm not sure, I've mentioned it in a couple of videos ago. This St. James Hotel has been closed up for at least 2 weeks now. I was hoping it was just going to be a remodel, but hopefully it'll spring back to life. This is a classic right next to the DoubleTree. And I politely used their lobby to cut over to the next soy, 24. The DoubleTree's a Hilton property, and the Hilton's over on 24. So it's not unusual to have two hotels connected like this. The Holiday Inn and IHG, they're both the Intercontinental Hotel, well, IHG's Intercontinental Hotel Group, which owns Holiday Inn, and their fancier property, the Intercontinental, they're oftentimes hooked on two different streets. You'll find that over by Central World and in many places in the world. And it saves me 5 minutes of walking, and it's also nice to walk through here and get a blast of air conditioning. I have the D-Light Bistro back here. I need to give that a try. There's just so many thousands of places to eat in the city that a hotel isn't my first choice. But every time I walk through here, I'm looking at the different specials. So I just walk right through the lobby, and I don't even bother at the Hilton. I just go right to the right. And during certain parts of the year, this little AstroTurf area is, I don't know what they call it, the grill on the garden, I think. These little nice shortcuts are handy. Big, huge condo complexes, that's another good option. Oftentimes they'll go between two soys and are on soy 26. Drive your car out on 24, but you can walk through. And that's the train, just a 2-minute walk straight ahead, but I'm going to the left, right near the side of the Emporium, heading over to my Barber arm. Right across the street from the side door at the Emporium Mall, it says bar up there. That is the Mutual Bar. It's a smaller cocktail lounge. It's not super cheap. I want to say they deal in cocktails and IPAs. I think I was drinking 200 baht Coronas up there, I think. But it's a nice change to get out and check out these places. They have a lady singing and a guy playing guitar. Oh, here we go. Somebody had asked me if they're cleaning up the cables around town. Yeah, I think they might be adding to a lot of these cables. But it is true, in certain neighborhoods, you'll see them just chopping down hundreds of pounds of cable. I'd asked Boone about that, and she said probably some fancy person moved into the neighborhood, and they said clean that up in front of my place. Now this is the little terminal building. You walk in here and you'll see the barber pole. That's my barber, Arm. Good guy. I think Arm charges 450 baht. I know you can get 180 baht cut around town, but yeah, he really takes time to cut it exactly how you want it and deals with expats every day. This high and tight Thai style right here, yeah, that's not really for me. And if you walk into a lot of barbershops, you're automatically going to get that, you know, before they even ask you, okay, how do you want your haircut today? They just break out those number ones. It's just a style. Alrighty, haircut complete. Yeah, Arm's a good guy in there. I've put him on a couple of videos and he said, oh, ever since you put me on YouTube, I'm getting more customers. I know of 2 guys that went in there, so I'm not taking any kind of credit, but he did add another barber. And 2 people walked in as 3 people were waiting. So yeah, he's doing a good little business, but give him a call. He just, I didn't fully understand him. His English is pretty darn good, but I think he was saying he had to change line accounts, or I don't know what, but you can definitely call the barber shop and get his new line when you stop in. It's probably best to make an appointment. I walk by his shop every day, and yesterday I stuck my head in twice, and he said, yeah, you know, I have at least a 40-minute wait. So this time I finally called from the condo, and he said, come on over. In the next 15 minutes, even then I waited about 20 minutes. So it's good to see he's busy. And that gentleman crossing the street, he just got a haircut. I heard him talking to Arm's new barber that he's visiting from Canada. So yeah, I like to see young guys doing well in business. I've been watching the progress on this place. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but they're sure spending a lot of time on the construction on the inside. Maybe a beautiful restaurant. And once again, I know 450 baht's a little bit of money for a haircut, although there are many places around town that charge 600 for a little bit more. I don't know, I wouldn't call it a spa service, but definitely a little bit more higher end haircut, taking their time. I mean, some of the more tricky fades and all. I think that Canadian guy, ooh, he must have sat in the barber chair a good 45 minutes. So you kind of get what you pay for. If you get 140, 180 baht haircut, you're going to be in and out of that chair in 10 minutes, and that's fine. That's probably all I need. But for getting a haircut once a month or every 3 weeks, yeah, 450 baht, 500 baht with a tip, that's fine. And with all that being said, this is Sukhumvit, so everything's going to be a little bit more expensive. Boone, my girlfriend, you know, she's like 450 baht for a haircut. You know, haircuts all day long for 120 baht out in Lao Prao where she lives, and I'm sure you can establish a relationship with a really good barber. But I'm living down in the expat-y area of Sukhumvit, and I'm not sure if it's a fair comparison, but I know this Sukhumvit area is a little bit more expensive. This is kind of where the action is. There are just plenty of thousands of bars and restaurants and something to do 24/7. Sure, I can go out to Lao Prao, but Boone, who lives out there, she even says, well, I like hanging out in Sukhumvit. There's just so much going on. There's not a lot happening in Lao Prao. Of course, there are things to do, but come 10 o'clock, it gets pretty quiet. It's kind of like comparing Midtown Manhattan to, well, why don't you live, you know, out on the edge of Staten Island? It's much more affordable. Yeah, it's just a little bit different. But you'll get all kinds of opinions. Folks that live in Bangkok that think you're crazy for living in a sulk or Prompong or even in On Nut, you know. I live over on the other side of the river in Bang Hwa, etc., Thonburi, whichever, and it's just so much cheaper. Yet I'm usually talking to some of those folks down here in Sukhumvit at an Irish pub or someplace they're hanging out. I don't know. They're hanging out down here for a reason. And I ran into the Hemisphere Mall. I need to go up to Ikea and get a little toiletries bag, a little travel bag. I'm always on the hunt for the perfect little bag to store all my electronic cables or different shower gear when traveling. It's kind of a unhealthy hobby of mine. I probably have 20 different little travel bags, but that's looking down on the Butter Bear. Always a line, even on this Thursday afternoon at whatever it is, 1:30 p.m. People lined up. When the bear's down there dancing, there'll be 10 times as many people. And the Ikea is up on one of the higher floors. This mall's kind of weird. It's, well, I guess it's not weird, but it has a ground floor, then a GM floor, then a mezzanine floor. Then the third floor is floor 1. 2, 3 is Ikea. And up on the top, on the 5th floor, is the what's called the M Wonder, but the main thing up there is the Tribe Sky Beach Club. It's a fancy nightclub with a swimming pool hanging off the edge of the club over Benjasiri Park. I was up at the Central World Mall, and I'd mentioned that that was an official Apple store. Not in the mall, but right in between the BTS and the parking lot of the mall. I also said I believe they have an official Apple store at the new Icon Siam Mall on the Chao Phraya River. But these Studio 7s you'll find everywhere, and they must be an authorized Apple dealer. They're very, very popular. Right next door is a large AIS store. This mall's been open about a year, but I think the AIS just opened 6 months ago. I normally go to the one at the top of Terminal 21. They're really expat friendly. They've seen it all. Every type of phone from everywhere in the world. They'll get it working on a Thai SIM. But I'm sure anything in this area, including this one here at the Hemisphere, they're going to be able to take care of you. And just across the way from AIS is True. There used to be DTAC, but I believe DTAC merged into True. So figure out what the best package is for you. To be quite honest, you have prepaid and postpaid. Most of us, and I'm trying to even remember what the differences are. The prepaid, you kind of pay as you go, I guess, and the postpaid, you get a bill each month. I've had both. I had the bill each month when I bought a phone, and it's like anywhere in the world. Buy the phone for this price, and you don't even need a plan. Buy the phone at a discounted rate, and you're locked in. It was pretty high. I want to say I was paying 1,400 baht a month, or I don't know, 1,300. Anyways, my friends were kind of laughing at me. Hey man, you know, I'm paying 200, I'm paying 300 baht a month on the pay-as-you-go type plans. So that's what I've switched to. Everything is online over here. Line is the main app. So you're not calling anybody, you're not texting anybody. And even that plan at 1,400 baht a month, it was not unlimited. I think it was whatever it was, 2 hours talk time a month and X number of gigs of internet, and it wasn't much. I want to say 30 gigs a month. Again, I'm not sure. You'll get in the habit, like the rest of us, to just get one of these 300 or 400 baht a month plans, go into AIS or True and hand them a couple thousand baht and not worry about it for the next couple of years. And everywhere you frequent, in my case like O'Shea's or Buddy's, I just save their Wi-Fi when I go in there, so I'm not using what little I have when I'm scrolling on the phone. And of course at home, just switch over to the home network. Now I do have True internet at home. What is that called? The fiber optic, and that's cheap. Again, I just prepay all these bills. Usually when I get a new credit card and I have to put 3,000 on the card in 90 days, I'll just go down and put 500 on internet or whatever the case might be. I certainly wouldn't put 500 on my AIS. That'd cover me for the next 10 years. Now I haven't figured out how to pay my power bill with a credit card. I tried to find the power company office, or at least a place to pay your bill, not a 7-Eleven, but a main office, twice, and I failed. It was listed, you know, as being in spot X, and then when I got there, it moved. Anyhow, if I can find the main power office, Maybe I can go in there and prepay my bill with a US credit card. I'm not sure. But that's one of my major bills, usually 2,000 to 2,500 baht a month. So I'd love to put $1,000 on a credit card, get that spend out of the way. Now, I mentioned it before, but again, this might be one of the first videos you're seeing. And if you're new, I welcome you here to my channel. I have different playlists. One of them is Sukhumvit, and I pretty much do from Soi 1 all the way down to, say, Soi 101. So that'll give you a real good idea of one of the more popular areas here in Bangkok. A lot of people kind of make fun of, oh, you only hang out on lower Sukhumvit. Well, that's not the case. I've been on every one of these streets, and I live on Soi 26. I don't know if you'd consider that lower, perhaps. But this is kind of the expat area. But if you want to check out that playlist, it'll give you a real good idea of street tours of all the streets. I have another playlist on eat, drink, and music around town, and just another one called Checking Out Bangkok, which is a mishmash of everything. But getting back to the credit cards, a large store like Ikea, they're going to take everything. I don't know if they take American Express. That's a little more rare. Certainly international hotels will take it, but restaurants, there's a bar, what is it, an Irish pub, Scruffy Murphy's over near Soy Cowboy. He takes American Express, and that's one of the few places that I know. Most will not, because the merchant charge is 5%. Now, a lot of smaller bars, they'll take Visa, but then pass the 3% merchant Visa fee on to you. Again, it's worth it to me. I'm a miles and points guy. I mean, I put thousands of dollars of spend on credit cards each month, and it adds up to free business tickets. So if you're not playing that game, yeah, shy away from paying those extra fees. But for me, it's worth it. Not everybody does that. A large store like Ikea, sure, I think I've spent $500 in here and used a Visa card. Certainly not an additional 3% fee. But just the smaller places, they'll oftentimes tack it on. I'm not a huge Ikea guy. I don't know. Been in the one in San Diego a dozen times. The prices seem to be about the same. Just comparing it to the cheese graters and utensil holders, I know what those prices are in the United States. They seem to be the same here. Plus they have the little cafe and Swedish meatballs, and all that seems to be the same price. Now it is Thailand. They have a bunch of self-registers here, for whatever reason, are closed. And there are 4 rows over there. There's one person checking out people, and there's 10 or 15 people in line. So things go at a little bit slower pace over here. You're gonna have to kind of catch your breath, and don't try to change Thailand. Let Thailand change you. I'm a fairly patient guy, but and I've been over here many times, but I'm even guilty at times sitting in a restaurant thinking, you know, why did they bring my food out? And they'll bring her food out 17 minutes later. It's just how it is. Now I need to run across the street. Right across from the M-Sphere is a place called Asia Copy. I take my thumb drive over there and print out any forms I need. It's a little bit daunting, this crosswalk. They usually have a guy with a flag. No flag today, so you just have to kind of wait till there's a little group of people, and then herd mentality, just kind of walk out in front of the traffic, but be careful. A couple of nice Japanese charcoal izakaya restaurants on the right. Just right up here, I think. Yeah, right here is Asia Copy. This is a great place to come in and get your passport photos or anything printed. And they have all kinds of fancy equipment in here for large jobs. I'm just printing out a small job, but they're very helpful and it's super affordable. Your passport photos will be a different size to the US photo. I'm not sure about Australia or the UK, but the photos you need for Thai immigration, yeah, don't print out 40 of them in the US. I'm walking down to 33/1. Stick my head in O'Shea's. Maybe grab a pint and a little lunch or dinner. I have no idea what time it is. It's time to eat. First meal of the day. So it's 2:45. I looked at the clock on my phone. I forgot I had one. There's O'Shea's. Yeah, I'm gonna head in, have a little celebratory pint. Haven't had one in a couple of days. And maybe see what the food specials are today. Nice cold tiger pint. Happy hour goes till 7 p.m. I think it's all day on Monday. I want to say this is 99 baht, I think. I don't pay that close attention. It's a pretty good deal. And this bar is very helpful on at 10 till 7. If you're a good customer, leave a nice tip, you know. Whatever, I'm not going to tell anybody how to tip, but if your bill's 460 baht, 500 baht's probably okay. But once they get to know you and, you know, you're a good customer, they'll come around at 5 till 7 and say, even if you walk in at 5 till 7, how many happy hour drinks do you want? You just prepay them before 7. Now I've become pretty used to just pulling my clothes right out of the washer and hanging them out in the sun to dry. However, every whatever 5th, 10th wash on the t-shirts, I wash them and take them down to the dryer in my condo to kind of fluff them up. I can't believe I just spent 10 bucks on dryer sheets, but that's what they cost over here if you can find them. And I've never seen them. I just saw them in the Villa Market. They had these Arm & Hammer 100 sheets for 299 baht. They had Bounce 80 sheets for 469 baht. So yeah, the Arm & Hammer is the way to go. Again, 10 bucks. I probably paid 99 cents for these all day long at Big Lots. But yeah, dryer sheets are just not a thing over here. Dryers are not a thing. Many of the different pubs, English and Irish around town, will have nice breakfast specials, but O'Shea's, this is probably my favorite. It's 199 baht. Ooh, off the top of my head, you pick 7 items out of 15 or 16, or you can double up on bacon, eggs, baked beans, whatever you'd like. Coffee, tea, or juice, they're kind of small, but it's included in the 199. So I'll oftentimes get pineapple juice and then get another large size pineapple juice for whatever that costs, 60, 70 baht. I'm not sure, but it's a really big plate of food. I think they might have all day breakfast. This is more my, if I happen to be out walking around filming at 7 in the morning, I'll treat myself, come over here and get a nice breakfast, go home, go to sleep. And we have my Padres and Phillies. That's the one good thing about baseball games. I can come in here and catch them in the morning, in the afternoon. Football, not so much. NFL, you're going to come in and watch a game. Not in here. This place and many of the pubs close at midnight. But the sportsmen, different bars, you can go in and start watching the NFL games at 11 at night, midnight, depending on the time change in the U.S. So I got all my chores done. I had my lunch, I had my beer, and I'm walking on home. I really appreciate you following along. There'll be more videos to come. You have a great evening from Bangkok, Thailand.